injury-free training guide. The first question I have for you is, what do you train? Muscles or movements? Here at TFL, we suggest you focus on training movements. Now consider the following. This is the only science thing you have to know. Your body moves in 3 planes of motion: sagittal plane, forward or back; frontal plane, down or up; transverse plane, across. Now let's take a look at a typical workout that you see on Instagram. 50 squats, 50 sit-ups, 50 lunges, 50 burpees, 50 bicep curls, and half-mile run. Frontal plane, sagittal plane, frontal plane, and sagittal plane. Now you may be thinking, yeah, that looks like there's enough F's and S's, and it seems like that's a pretty intense workout. But now let's break it down even more. How balanced is the workout? Push versus pull. Pushing, 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 pulling, and pushing. The problem with this workout is going to be the following. The first one is the obvious. You're missing to train your body in one plane of motion. Yeah, it matters that your body is trained in all planes of motion. The F's and the S's are pretty well balanced, but now the thing is pushing versus pulling. Now that's the biggest problem that I see when I see somebody doing a program design, and it's like, okay, that's a 5-to-1 ratio of pushing versus pulling. Your client is going to be pushing a lot more than the client is going to be pulling, and that is just asking for trouble, asking for injuries to happen. The question now is, how do you fix the problem? And this is what you have to think about. Are you pulling more than you're pushing? Here at TFL, when we develop a workout like the one tonight at 7 p.m., we think about the ratio. And our ratio is 1-to-2. For every pushing exercise, we're going to prescribe the client 2 pulling exercises so that this way the client stays injury-free or minimizes the risk of getting injured. All we do is squat, bridge, kettlebell swing, and lunge. That simple. So the next question is, hey, I have a 1-to-2 ratio of my workout regimen and this still hurts. That brings me up to my next concern, undoing your imbalances. Now, working out does one thing. It makes the invisible visible. Let's say that as a teenager, you had a hamstring problem. You get older, you forget about it, and you begin to work out at your gym. And all of a sudden, you're doing sprints, and your hamstring is, oh my God, I got hurt. What was the problem? You may be thinking, oh, it's the sprints. Truth is, it's not. You've had an invisible problem that you ignored, and 2 decades after, working out made it visible. So how do you fix that? Easy. There's 4 steps you need to take to address your weaknesses. Let's say that a client is bridging and she tells me, oh, I can't feel my butt. I ask, what do you do for a living? I sit all day on my computer, Okay, we need to inhibit the muscle that's not allowing the butt to do its job. That's going to be your hip flexor. So what we do is we get a foam roller or a softball to dig in that tissue that's super tight. And then we lengthen the hip flexor, and then we activate the muscle that is not working. That means we need to wake that sucker up. So we get a mini band and we do, the stuff we do at TFL all the time. And then we integrate like a squat to row. That is doing 2 things. Rehabbing your body. When it moves with yin and yang, fire and ice. Balance, working together, not one more than the other. And truth is, that is your responsibility. Our responsibility at TFL is going to be to design workouts that are going to lessen your risk of injury. And yes, here at TFL, we do focus on all of these, but that takes a lot of time. 45 minutes at max, working on all of this stuff if you really, really want to take care of your problem. Let's leave it at this. It's your responsibility to ask yourself the following. Is the workout I'm doing balanced enough so that this way I can minimize my risk of injury? Therefore, I feel a lot better after a good workout and not worse. Have a great day.